Hello there, guys. How are you today? I'm going to wait for someone to pop up always to make sure that I'm on live. Well, there is so much going on. There's always so much going on. I haven't done a live in a while. Well, 2 days ago, I did a radio interview. So I figured you may not want to hear from me the next day. So anyway, I'm waiting for somebody popped up. Okay. I think that's Jody. Hello there. Glad you guys are here. We got a lot to get to today. Lots of stuff going on. Okay. Just to kind of set up this story, on, I think it was the 15th, which was a couple of days ago, John Branca and the attorney for the estate. John Branca is one of the co-executors of the Michael Jackson estate with John McClane, but we don't see John McClane hardly at all. But he's more of the music creative guy. John Branca's more of the legal guy. Well, and he's an attorney, but his attorney is Howard Weissman. So they went to Harvard University a few days ago, and they participated in a panel discussion. It was called Trial by Media, Trial by Media, and it had something to do with being found guilty before you're found innocent. I thought I wrote down the name of it. Oh, here it is. Trial by Media, guilty until proven innocent. And he made a couple of statements there. There were a couple of articles on it. I don't know where the transcripts are, so if anybody has the transcripts, or if they release some, or if they release a video and it was recorded, please somebody send it to me. Oh, before I continue, you guys are so wonderful, sending me so much information, and I appreciate it so much. But try to scroll my channel. You know, my either scroll my Facebook page or scroll my Twitter, because a lot of times I post it, and I don't want you guys wasting your time sending me stuff that I've already posted about. But let's get back to this. So anyway, so John Branca bragged on the fans how the fans are not going to let Leaving Neverland, Wade Robson, James Safecheck, and Dan Greed get away with slandering Michael Jackson, libeling Michael Jackson, defaming Michael Jackson, and the law is going to make sure with the HBO case, no disparaging of Michael Jackson. We know that there's a law that said you can't defame the dead. John Branca said that needs to be looked at further, because if you have an estate that's of value and somebody is trying to devalue money for your heirs or for your estate, there should be, because that's a business too. Michael Jackson's estate is a business that's generating money. So maybe the estate may have a claim. Maybe Michael Jackson, the individual, may not, unless he comes out and says he's not dead. And he would have to undead himself, and that might take a while in the legal system to undead himself, but it may not take that long at all, because all of the death documents are in the wrong name and absolutely nothing proves he's dead. It's just an optical illusion that I proved to you guys in the Alive trilogy of Michael Jackson documentaries. I want you guys to get it. Fans have watched it, they love it. They have to watch it several times because I jam-pack information. Well, anyway, so John Branca also said that he's considering suing Dan Reed, which he should do, because this right here, I'm already over 50 lies that I have already detailed for you guys in my last two previous lives. And one fan counted them. She said, you got 54. And so thank you so much, 54. And I got more lies too. And also, I want to tell you guys something real quick. I have put into motion, this is important, for them to see if Leaving Neverland will qualify for child pornography. I've already set that in motion with the powers that be. And I mean that. And I don't want to say more than that. And I'm going to hear in a week or two, hopefully that's what they told me, if Leaving Neverland can qualify for child pornography. Now, child pornography usually consists of images, video, pictures, photographs, drawings. But since Leaving Neverland is setting a precedence for, and I haven't seen any child porno documentaries or films, because this isn't a documentary, it's not factual at all. and it's one-sided, so it's a film. It's not a documentary. Will this qualify as child pornography? Because when you are detailing something so salacious as 4 boys on all fours spreading their butt cheeks while a grown man masturbates, and you put that out there, okay, and it's not true, it's a fabricated fantasy, fairy tale fiction, that means that you can be charged with creating a child pornographic image, even though it's spoken word. So I've put things in motion to find out, for the powers that be to investigate Leaving Neverland, to find out if it qualifies for child pornography. That's important. Okay, and we'll see. Now back to John Branca. He said that he's thinking about suing Dan Greed. Now, we already know the HBO case that the Michael Jackson estate is suing HBO. Update on that. The first hearing is May 23rd. It was May 13th, but they needed some time to prepare their documents. And I think the HBO is taking longer than the estate is. But the thing that worries me about HBO is that O'Melveny and Myers law firm, they're the same law firm that also won the case with Katherine Jackson, the AEG Live case with Katherine Jackson. And there's so many ties in that, okay, because Sundance Film Festival that aired this, one of the higher-ups is Marvin Putnam's wife, who was the lead lawyer for O'Melveny and Myers for AEG, okay, AEG Live. Anyway, they won that case, but it was such a long case, and they did so much investigation, but it was mostly about Michael's drug use, in which Debbie Rowe got on the stand and talked about participating with Dr. Klein and Dr. Hoffman, addicting Michael Jackson to very, very powerful prescription drugs because he had his reconstructive surgery. And the reason why I say Debbie participated in, because she never reported it. And she was meanwhile playing Florence Nightingale and being the drug runner, going to pick up the medications and bringing them to him. And you knew this, and there's no file. You didn't stop it. You worked for for Dr. Klein and Dr. Hoffman. You worked for Dr. Klein for years after this happened. Okay, so Michael never wanted to be a drug addict. And when he was addicted to drugs, it was done to him on purpose. All right. So anyway, so we know we got the HBO case with the estate because of the non-disparagement agreement that HBO signed with TTC Touring, which is now Optimum Productions. And with that signed non-disparagement agreement, it says it's perpetual, which means it never ends. And even if the main shareholder, quote unquote, dies, the corporation doesn't. Okay, so I can't figure out why HBO has not just settled. You know, I haven't figured out why they continue to air it. And I had a discussion about this, and somebody said to me, maybe because it's a promotion that they want to minimize the age of consent for sex for kids, men and sex. Because it's all about child porn sex, and it talks about how nice and it felt good. Even Oprah said it felt good, right? Okay, it felt good. Michael was nice. He was kind. He always asked for permission. So is this, I can't figure out why HBO, seems like it's an open shut case, but I guess we'll figure out soon. May 23rd is something is happening. So anyway, so let's get to John Branca said that he might sue Dan Greed. So for what? Misrepresentation, unfair business practices, sullying the reputation of the Michael Jackson estate because he said comments about the estate are just worried about their money and they don't really, it's about them and their money and the money that they're making instead of it being about Michael Jackson, because after all, Dan Greed said it's not about Michael Jackson, even though Michael Jackson's name is mentioned one way or the other 360 times in Leaving Neverland, and it's about Michael's home, which is called Neverland. So, and Michael's image is all over it. So this is all just misrepresentation. It's a consumer product. So is the consumer product misleading the public. So it's something on those lines. But anyway, I did a little bit of research, okay? I'm going to turn my camera around. The estate touched on this in one of their lawsuits. They touched on this. So this is Dan Reed's IMDb page, okay? Internet Movie Database page. And he's a director, a producer, and a writer. And look at this. Look at the trailer. This trailer is a lie in and of itself, because this says that it's Happy Birthday Wade. But the truth is that this was shot in February, and Wade's birthday is in September. So the trailer is not true. So it's misrepresenting, I guess, a contract with the public, because I know misrepresentation has to do with contracts. So it's something with unfair business practices and slander, and it has to do with the Michael Jackson estate instead of with Michael Jackson, unless Michael Jackson comes out and says, look, I'm not dead. Or they want to say, look, we can't find any proof that Michael Jackson is dead. Okay? And there isn't any proof. I've been looking for nearly 10 years. Well, anyway, so here's his IMDb page, which is, a list of his filmographies and stuff that he's done. Okay, he's done a real salacious documentary that has to do with sex and that has to do with escorts. Look at that. Okay, so he's kind of, he's, I don't know, escorts. It's about call girls, high class call girls. Okay, so that's one it deals in sex. But the one that really tells the story is the pedophile hunters. Okay, this documentary, it's a TV show, and it could be based off of To Catch a Criminal. I have that up. I'll show you that in a minute. But it was this is from the UK, so it's all of the UK, and it's a group of people that go out and they try to catch grown people trying to have sex with children, and they've done this so bad to some people, so badly that one guy even committed suicide. Okay, here it is right here. They said a growing number of confrontations are ending in tragedy. Whatever from Staffordshire was confronted by a group of vigilante activists in August, accused of arranging to meet someone he thought was a 14-year-old girl. The video of the confrontation and the allegations made against him were posted online. Within days of that confrontation, the 47-year-old committed suicide. Okay, so they're going around entrapping people, and not to say that that's a bad pursuit, but when you're using bad ways of doing it or illegal ways of catching people, and the law cannot use the evidence you found because you didn't find it in a lawful manner, then you're really letting pedophiles get away, because now the law can't use certain things. Okay, so this is just an article. I just want you guys to know. Pedophile hunters banding together to track down suspects. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys this. Now, there's some more interesting stuff with this. They've done like 100 and they've done like maybe this article right here is dated in 2018. Okay, so in 2018, there was a video that I wanted to show you guys. I think this is it. I'm going to show you guys this video.
We're not interested in that, mate. What about?
Oh, no. This is just undercover surveillance. There's a video that I saved for you guys that, not this 13-minute video, not her. Let's see. Okay, so I can close this. There's a video that I saved for you guys. And in that video, let's close that too. In that video, I'll give you some statistics. But the guy who really is the head of this, that's not the director, online crime fighter Stinson Hunter comes clean to Telegraph about checkered past. Okay, so this is the guy that's in charge of the pedophile hunters. I guess he's the on-screen guy that's really going out heading up this pedophile hunters. It can't get any better than this. Self-styled pedophile catcher admits he was jailed for a decade for an arson attempt at an empty school? What? I mean, arson and he was in jail for 10 years at a school and now he is hunting down pedophiles? I mean, come on. Come on, Stinson Hunter. Really? Okay, so we know that he's not on the up and up. Okay, so something's wrong. Okay, people can be redeemed and all this other stuff. He paid his debt to society. But boy, you said arson to an empty school. What if that school wasn't empty? What if there was a kid there? I don't know. You guys can decide whatever it is you guys want to decide. Okay. Just seems awfully weird to me. Okay. Now, I've created something. I think I want to go back and show you this video of the pedophile hunters before. Here we go. Here we go. Pedophile hunter to face criminal charges. This vigilante group is so bad that they got charged with a crime because of their unfair, unethical ways in which they're going out trying to catch people, right? So here is a part of an article I say, I guess an interview I saved for you guys.
The first is the way in which the evidence is actually gathered by these individuals. So they are essentially running covert undercover operations, which in the normal way would be conducted by police. That would be subject to very strict legal regulation and control, but those controls don't apply to the hunting groups. So that immediately causes difficulty in relation to the integrity of the evidence and the way in which the inquiries are conducted. The second issue that we have, and this is probably our primary issue, is in relation to the quality and the integrity of the evidence that they are presenting to us. So in the 15 cases that we have seen, we are consistently faced with issues such as concerns about the provenance of the evidence, concerns about the continuity of the evidence. We have identified issues in relation to potential entrapment of the targets by the paedophile hunters. We have concerns about the extent to which human rights standards are observed or not. And overall, we are not assured to the required level that we can proceed with a fair trial. And that is our overriding duty as prosecutors in every case.
And are you considering any other files relating to paedophile hunters rather than their targets?
It doesn't arise in the cases that we've received thus far, but I'm aware that there are almost 100 or so cases that we have not yet reviewed, and it is possible that further offences have been committed. And where the test for prosecution is met, in any case reported to us by police, whether that is by a target of the hunters or by the hunters themselves, we will apply the test, and where it is met, we will prosecute, regardless of the motivation of the individuals concerned.
The police have urged these groups to desist, to stop their activities. They say anyone with information about sexual offences and abuse of children should give it to the proper authorities rather than take the law into their own hands.
I would completely endorse that position, because if the community is wishing to secure positive criminal justice outcomes, the only way to do that effectively is to bring any suspected offending to the attention of police, to allow them to conduct professional investigations, and to allow us then to analyse that evidence, and where the test for prosecution is met, to prosecute those cases at court.
Okay, so we saw that, right? You heard that these pedophile hunters are breaking the law. They're vigilantes. And in a lot of times they can't do anything with the evidence they collect because they collected it illegally. So there's unfair, false imprisonment, entrapment, all kinds of bad things going on, to where one of these pedophile hunters was charged with a crime. Now, they say after 110 cases, there was something else I wanted to show you guys. Out of 110 cases, oh, here, let me just play this. Let me just play this.